This is a number talk I would like to do before we get into notes on greatest common factor. So you don't have to write anything with me. I just want you to pay attention and listen and look at what we're going to talk about here. And this will help us in solving problem 18 on your homework in case you tried it and you weren't sure what to do. This will help you. It's also going to help before we get into the greatest common factor notes. So the first example that I have here is 12 as a product of its prime factors is 2 times 2 times 3. And that works because these are all prime numbers and they're all factors that you can multiply to get 12. And 2 times 2 is 4. When you times that by 3, that equals 12. So looking at that, what do you notice about this statement here? Well, if 12 as a product of its prime factors is 2 times 3, then what is 24 as a product of its prime factors? So what do you notice? Maybe some correlation between 12 and 24 that would help you figure out what 24 would be as a product of its prime factors. You should notice, and maybe some of you see it, that like if you take 12, you could actually take 12 and you can times it by 2 to get 24. So it's like taking 12 and timesing it by 2 to get 24. And if 12 written as a product of its prime factors is all of this, 2 times 3, then couldn't you just take all of this and times it by 2 to get 24? And that's exactly what you could do. You could write 12 like we did up above, which was all of that, 2 times 3. So if all that's 12, then you take that times 2, and that would equal 24. So it's like all of that, you just have to times it by 2 to equal 24. Okay, well then that should help you see some similarities with this number. So if 12 was 2 times 3, and you said 24 was all of that again times 2 to get 24, then what would 36 be as a product of its prime factors? Some of you see it. What relationship do you have between 12 and 36? Some of you can see, oh yeah, 12 times 3 is 36. So if 12 was all of this, couldn't I just write all of that right in here? 2 times 3, and now times that by 3 to equal 36. And I showed you just a little bit of the next example. Then that would lead us to a discussion on problem 18 on your homework from worksheet 1.2. If you remember, your homework was to do 3 through 13 odds, and I really wanted you to try problem 18 on your homework, worksheet 1.2. So at this time, we will stop the video. You're going to get your homework out, and you're going to check it over, and you're going to look at problem 18 and see if what I just showed you here would help you in answering problem 18 on your homework, and you can get that out and discuss that with your teachers now.